Hello, sir. Good morning.
Morning.
Samir, sir.
Yeah,
So
please go ahead.
class,
Yes.
can you please give me the overview, what all I have done and what will be the course curriculum and something like that?
Yeah, anyways.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, so as per this, so before we go ahead, I'm just brushing up once. So Azure Databricks. So guys, the Azure Databricks. Please interact all of you. So Azure Databricks. What is basically the? We'll just start up with this and we'll move ahead again into the subject. Azure Databricks. So guys, when we talk about the Azure Databricks, what it is a service. It is a service, or it is a, we can say, cloud service. It is a cloud service. It is a cloud service provided by the Microsoft. It is a cloud service provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. To perform the job of, what is that? ETL. It is a cloud service provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. That is extraction, transformation, and loading. Whereas when we talk about this ETL, guys, when we talk about this ETL, okay, when we talk about this ETL, where the ETL stands for what? Where the ETL stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and then we have the loading. ETL stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. So what is this ETL basically? The ETL is nothing but extraction, transformation, and loading, which is used to perform the job of data summarization. Data summarization, which is used to perform the job of data summarization. So guys, the ETL is nothing but it is a process which is used to perform the job of data summarization, for which the ETL requires the following. So what is it? It requires the following. The first one which we require here, it is, okay, the source. We require, what is that? The first one we require here as the source. Guys, all of you, source. The source. And the next one is require what? Target. That is called as destination. So whereas source is nothing but what? Guys, source is nothing but the source of data. The source is nothing but what? Source of data. Okay, source of data. Source is nothing but what? The source of data. Where in the source of data we can have the data from the following sources. What is that? We can have the data from the files. We can also get the data in what? Databases. And we can also get the data from the live streaming. So we can get the data from the following sources. So whereas between the source and the target, the job of ETL is performed. The job of, what is that? ETL is performed by using, now we perform it by using the ADB, that is called as Azure Databricks. So finally, we perform the job of extraction, transformation, and loading. And finally, we load it into the destination. That is also called as a target. That is also called as what? Target. So whereas when it comes to this files or databases or live streaming data, whatever the data you have it, This is called as a data. You receive the data from here. And now guys, you receive always massive amount of data, which is called as what? Big data. Which is called as what? Big data. Where this big data is generated from the various sources of the business, such as the big data is generated from by the what is that? Banking applications. The big data is generated by the banking applications. And guys, we can also get the data. We can also get the data from what's that? Human generated data. You can have it. Human generated data. And we can also have the machine generated data. So what do you mean by human generated data? The data which is generated by us is called as human generated data. And the data which is generated by the machines is called as what? Machine generated data. Machine in the sense, what do you mean machine, guys? Machines is nothing but suppose you have a you have a CT scan machine says there, okay, and then you have the ECG machine, okay, and various type of machineries which generates the data. So that is called as what? The data. So this massive amount of data generated by the machines or by the banking applications or generated by the human is called as what? Big data. And this all can be the source of the data, from where the data is picked up with the by the process called ETL, and it is done by what is that? Azure Databricks. It is done by what is that? Azure Databricks, guys. It is done by the Azure Databricks. Okay. Now the next one after this, okay. The next one after this, the type of guys, the type of data. So data here can be, guys, the data can be here, the data can be the of following types. So now whatever the data you have it, that is the data generated by the banking application or human generated data, machine generated data, or we can also get the data from what's that? Social networking sites. Social networking sites means what, guys?
Facebook, Twitter.
Yes, Facebook, Twitter, etc., etc. These are all the various. So we all get this data, and this data basically classified into three. What is that? Three types. We can say the first one is called as what? Structured data. And the second one we call it here as the unstructured data. And the third one we can call it as what? Semi-structured data. Semi-structured data. Those these are the type of data we can have it. Okay. Yes. The ETL is performed even by using the ADF and ADB. The difference is that the ADB is a character user interface where we use the language code to perform the job, where ADF is a graphical user interface where we don't use the coding. It's a drag and drop job mostly. That's the thing we have it. Okay. So now guys, these are the three categories of data. Structured data means what? The data which is recorded in the normal form of a table. In the normal form of a table, that is called as what? Here I'm writing it, for example, name, number. This is the data, and here let us give the name as a alien some value. Okay, then we have the this thing, something like this as a number. This is called as a tabular data, that is in the form of rows and columns. This data is called as what? Structured data. And when we call about the semi unstructured data, so guys, unstructured data is nothing but the data which is generated by the all social networking sites. So chat history, photographs, videos. Okay, does it has any structure? No, there will be no structure of it. So there will be no structure, voice notes, etc. These are all comes under what? Unstructured. When we talk about the semi-structured data, guys, the semi-structured data can be we can have the following type of semi-structured data, such as what? The data, HTML. Yes, data recorded in JSON, data recorded in HTML file, data recorded in XML file, okay, etc. So these are all the types of, these are all the types, guys. These are all the types of, okay. These are all the types. These are all the type of semi-structured data. I will just give you how the data appears in XML. Suppose you have a same data if you want to write it in XML, guys. XML format. How does it appears? So I'll just show you here. So here you have it. Can you see here? The data is recorded in the form of tags. Tags. This is the tag. So name. What is the name of the value of the name? Alan. And now the same tag. Again, the tag is closed here. Name. That's it. Then we have what is that, guys? Again, we have what is that? Number. And now the number is what? Some 323. And now the same tag is closed here. This is called as a closing tag. This is called as a closing tag, guys, everyone. This is called as a closing tag. And this is called as an opening tag. This is called as an opening tag. So this is how the data is recorded in XML. If the same data you record it in the JSON file, can you see here? The JSON file data appears like this. So here the data will be appearing in what? Curly braces. Curly braces, and the curly braces data, suppose if I'm writing it, it will be in the key value pair. Key is what? Name is the key. So key always placed in the quotes here. So I'm giving the value. What's the value you have it? Value is the alien. That's it. And now comma again. Then you have the second key. What is the second key you have it? Second key is the number, and the value you have it a 323. And now there will be, it will not be placed under the quotes when you have a numeric value. Finally, the brace is closed. Can you see here? This is how the data is written in a JSON format, and this is how the data is written in a which format here? XML format. Whereas this kind of data is called as what? Semi-structured data. It is called as what? Semi-structured data, where this is the structured data. Unstructured data means there will be no structure for the data. But whereas 80% of the data which you get it, 80% of the data which you get it, that will be in the unstructured format only. There will be no structure, guys. There will be no structure at all. There will be no structure at all. 80% of the data which you get it. Okay. Now, this is how the data appears. So when we talk about, guys, when we talk about how the data, what is the process of this ETL? How does it works exactly? I will just give you an example. Okay, a quick example so that you can understand it. So guys, I'm using some sales data of a supermarket. Sales data I'm taking up here. Guys, everyone, sales data. So the sales data has the following. What is that? The product ID, PID, I'm directly giving it PID, or directly I'm using PID, and product rate, and the product quantity sold. This are the data we have it, and date of sales. Now, guys, some value we have it. Product ID, rate is 10 rupees, and the quantity sold is 100, and then the date of sales is, let us make it here. Can you see? Today is today's date, 12/01/2023. 50, 100, 12/01/2023. That's it. Again, we have what's that? Some 14, 100, 10, 12/01/2023. Now, guys, so we have to begin the process of ETL. So how the data is performed, how the data is summarized. Let us see it here. Okay. ETL. Now, but guys, when the ETL, it's a process of extraction. Now, guys, I want the output. Finally, the output, what is that I wanted here is, I want the net sales. What is that I want? I want the net sales amount. I want the net sales amount. So how to get the net sales amount? Net sales means what? How it is the total sales amount I wanted. So for that, I'm writing up, first of all, I'm picking up the data. So here, guys, out of all these columns, I'm picking up the data that is called as the process of extraction. Out of the 4 columns, I'm picking up the 3 columns. The first column is product ID, and sorry, the first column is the product rate. Everyone, the product rate. Yes, the product rate, and the next one I will be taking as product quantity sold, and next date of sales. So guys, here you have it, the 3 columns. Now extraction is done, then transformation process starts here. What is the transformation process? Transformation is the actual process where the data has to be summarized by performing some operations called arithmetic operations on the data. Now you have to find out, tell me now. So guys, product rate is 10 rupees, quantity sold is 100. So 10 into 100 is what? Yes, tell me now. 10 into 100 is what? Or 100 into 10 is what? Yes, guys?
10,000.
I think 1000, no? Yeah, am I right? 100 into 100 is 10,000, what I believe. Am I right?
Yeah.
1000. The next one, what's it you have? 50 into 100 is what? 50 into 100 means what?
5,000.
Sure. Just 5,000. Okay. Then 100 into 10 is what? 100 into 10 is what?
1,000 again.
Again 1000. Tell me the net amount here you have it. Guys, the net amount is what?
7,000.
Very good. So net amount is a 7,000. So you can say like this. So this is the transformation you have done. But when we load, before the data is loaded, the data is kept into the proper form. So for that, I will write it like this. So I can say net sales, all of you, net sales. The net sales is a 7,000. And now guys, what is another one? You have a date of sales. What is the date of sales? The date of sales is 12/01/2023. Can you see? The entire whole data is loaded into this way. So this is called as what? Performance of, yes, this is called as what? The performance of the transformation of the data. Can you see? The 3 lines data is captured into 1 line. This is called as summarized data. If you wanted to know the details, how you got the 7,000, you have to go and check it here in the source system. This will be a source and this is your target. And whereas always the data which is loaded in the target, it is called as what? Decision-making system. Decision-making system. That means based on the data available in the target only, the decisions are made. So generally the targets will be data warehouse. Generally the target will be what? Data warehouse. So what is data warehouse? Data warehouse is the actually place where summarized data is recorded. And now this is called as a source. Source can be anything. It can be database, files, whatever you want. Okay, whatever the thing you have it, we can have the source. So this, in this particular process, we perform the job of extraction, transformation, and loading. So clear, everyone? Guys, everyone is okay with this?
Yes, sir. Sir, one question. So in industry, the best practice is to code and then perform the ETL, or do we use the user interface to perform the ETL? Like, do we use ADF or ADB? What is more preferable?
It depends upon the project. We can't say that.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, depends upon the requirement, but mostly for the process of in a single project, we are using ADF and ADB also most of the times. So if you are using both for data ingestion process, extraction, till the extraction, we are using it the ADF. From the extraction, transformation, and loading and visualization, further we are using what? ADB. In that way we perform. Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, because the ADF has a wide range of integrations and all.
Okay. Got it, sir. Got it.
Okay, so now, so this is the thing we have it. Now, guys, when we talk about this, that is Azure storages, when we talk about the Azure storages, we require the Azure storages to store the data. So I'm using storages in Azure. Storages in Azure. So guys, here you have the storages in Azure. So we have almost all 90 plus storages to store the data. Okay, 90 plus storages. So see here, so first type of storage is what? Azure Blob Storage. Then Azure Data Lake Gen 2. Azure SQLDB. Azure Synapse. Analytics, etc. So almost all 90 plus storages you have it. So what happens here in this process of ETL, guys? Here what we do, once we extract it now, before the process of extraction, this whole data, whatever the data you have it, that has to be stored into the Azure storages. I'm not saying bricks storages. This is called as what? Azure storages. That means these storages are commonly used by the ADF and ADB or Synapse or any other service of the cloud in Azure. Okay. So here, when we perform this job, first of all, that in the process of extraction, the basic process is what is it? Storages. The data here, what we do, the data in the files, databases, whatever you have it, we loaded it into the Azure storages first. From the Azure storages, the data is picked up, extraction, transformation is and loading is done. So here, but the ETL can be done by the using ADF or ADB. Okay, from these storages. Storages are common for all. Okay, so that's it. So I will now show you the storages, guys. Everyone, just have a look on this. Everyone is able to see the screen now. I'm sharing the screen right away. Just a minute. Guys, just click on this more services. This is the portal.azure.com. For this, click on this. More services. Click on the more services. Just a minute. Now, guys, these are all the services you have it. Out of all these, can you see here? I'm just taking you to the storage services. Can you see here? Here you have a first storage service. 15 storages. These are all the storages where you need to store the data. Then apart from this, you can also have the storages. This is the database storages. All of you. Likewise, you have 90 plus storages are there. How many storages are there? 90 plus storages. So first of all, what we require to do here is the data, whatever the raw data or whatever the data you have it from the files, database or live streaming data, that will be kept or stored into the cloud. Because suppose you have files. So can you see here? Here you have a file. I'm just going to my desktop, everyone. Just have a look here, everyone. See, here I have some files. Now tell me. Just a minute. I'm opening this file. Just a minute. Can you see here? These are all the files I have it. Now tell me, these files are local to my PC or it is in the cloud environment?
Local.
Yes, guys, local to my PC. So from this particular local to my PC, We have to get these files, guys. We have to get these files. We have to get these files into this environment called cloud environment. When we get it, we have to store into the following storages. Any of the storages you need to store the data. Getting my point, everyone? Huh? We need to store the data here like this. This we need to store the data. So whenever you store the data here, then from here you can pick up. From here you can pick up and perform the process of what? ETL. So we can say the storages are common for all services. That is, it can be ADF, ADB, or any other service. Okay, guys, clear now? Now we'll start with the Azure Databricks. All of you. Now we are getting into the subject, guys. Everyone just concentrate here. Azure Databricks.
Sir, before that, I have one question. So let's say in my company, we use Snowflake. So my data is stored in Snowflake data warehouse. So instead of loading the data into any of the data Azure data storage, can we directly integrate Snowflake and Azure Databricks?
Definitely, definitely. It's a cloud environment now. We can integrate it directly.
Okay, fine. Thank you.
So now, guys, let's go back here. Azure Databricks. So when we talk about the Azure Databricks has the following properties to start up. The first one is one Azure Databricks session need to have at least one resource group. One resource group. And whereas at least one resource group can have multiple workspace. Okay, multiple workspace. And what is that you have it again? One single workspace can have multiple clusters. And now, guys, one single cluster can have multiple notebooks. This is a session you have it. This is the hierarchy you have it. Now let us try to understand each one of it. So guys, Databricks session you have it. Just go back. Everyone, go to the home page. I'm just going to the home page now. See here, everyone. This is your portal.azure.com. This is the portal.azure.com. First of all, you have to log in into the portal.azure.com by giving your mail ID. By providing your mail ID, you have to just give it here, everyone. So just provide your mail ID and get it registered on portal.azure.com. Once you are there, can you see here? We must ensure, if at all you want to start the ADF, we require to click on what? Data Factory. Or if at all you want to start with Databricks, you need to click on the Azure Databricks. This is the way you have it. Open this, everyone. Yes, guys. Everyone open this. Yeah, everyone just open this. Azure Databricks. This is the Azure Databricks. What does it says? Come back. What does it says? Azure Databricks. And this is called as a Azure Databricks session. I am starting up the Azure Databricks session here. I'm starting up what? Azure Databricks session. So guys, so for that, click on the Create Blade. This is called the Blade. Click on the Create Blade. Now can you see here? This is the Azure Databricks workspace window. You have to create the workspace. I will tell you what is it. Guys, here, when you talk about the resource group is like a main folder. It's like a main folder, guys. Main folder means what? Can you see here? On my desktop, I have a main folder called data files. So all the files within this particular folder, I have it. All those files are dependent on this folder only. Suppose if I am deleting this folder, will the all files be deleted? Tell me now. If I delete this folder, guys, everyone, if I delete this folder, so will all the files be deleted or not? Tell me now, please.
Yes.
All so here in the same way, whatever the process you are going to do here in ADB, that will be stored in a resource group. That is called as what? Like a main folder. The whole workspace, clusters, notebooks, everything will be stored in a single folder. That is called as a main folder, which we call it here as a resource group. So guys, all the charges will be based on the resource groups. All the charges which is charged by the ADB, Azure Databricks, is based on the resource groups only. So guys, this is the thing you have it. So first of all, you have a resource group. Resource group is like a main folder. Resource group is like what? A main folder. So one resource group can have multiple workspace. One resource group can have what? Many workspaces. Now, what is workspace basically? Guys, all of you are here. We all have joined the session by using a Zoom link. Am I right or not? Everyone, tell me. We all have joined to the class by using a Zoom link. Am I right or not?
Yeah.
Whereas, guys, we all from multiple locations, various locations, we all are able to, from multiple locations, we all are able to join using the same Zoom link, and that is nothing but prosecute the class here, take forward the class. Am I right? So whereas one link is providing, can I say like this? One link is providing interface to multiple students to study at a time. Is this statement right or not?
Yeah, it's correct.
So in the same way here also, multiple users. What are the users? Multiple users, such as guys, multiple users. Multiple users in the sense, you can have one data scientist. You can have what? Data scientist. One data engineer. And one data analyst. Okay, all of them can work. All of them can work onto the common environment. All of them can work onto the common environment that we call it here as the workspace. That we call it as what? Workspace. That we call it here as what? Workspace. Multiple users are provided a interface to get collaborated into the single working environment. That is called as a workspace. So in a single working environment, multiple users can join and carry out their work by when we create a workspace, just like a Zoom link. So you have multiple students are there. So multiple students are joining onto the session by using a single Zoom link. So Zoom link is providing us an interface to get connected at a time and take forward the class. Am I right? So in the same way, workspace is also like your Zoom link, which provides the interface to multiple users to work onto the single session. That is called as what? A workspace. So one resource group can have multiple workspaces. One resource group can have multiple workspaces. It is just like DURGASOFT is an institute who is offering this link to study ADB. Am I right or not? Who is offering this link to study? Who is sending this link to you guys? Tell me now.
Samir, sir.
This DURGASOFT, not by me ultimately. Okay. So DURGASOFT is sending you the links. All these links are sent by what? DURGASOFT. Whereas DURGASOFT has many other courses also or not?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So for all courses, they have different links or not? For every course, they have different links or not?
Yeah.
Different links, different courses. So now one link will be sent to one course and all the students who want to join onto this course. So whereas that is called as a workspace. So multiple links stored in a one resource group. That is DURGASOFT is holding. This is the DURGASOFT, let us assume. DurgaSoft is having multiple links of multiple courses. And one link is used for what? One course. So in the same way, but using that one link, multiple students can join and study. Multiple students can join and study. So that is like your workspace. So one resource group can have what is that? Multiple workspace. One resource group can have what is that? Multiple workspace. And workspace is an environment, collaborative environment, which allows multiple users to work onto the session. Workspace is a collaborative environment. Workspace is a collaborative environment which allows the multiple users to work onto the session, single session or single environment at a time. That's it. So this is nothing but, guys, we can say a workspace. So all of you clear with the workspace, guys? Please tell me yes or no. Please. All of you?
Yes. Yeah, clear.
Okay, guys. So this is how the workspace works. So now I'm starting up the resource group. So guys, you can create the resource group here by selecting the create blade and give the workspace, the resource group name you have it. I'm using ADB RG. RG is resource group I'm giving, but you can use any name. I'm using this name as ADB for understanding. That's it. Click on OK. Now resource group is created. Fine, everyone. And now here this Japan region is not working. So I'm using the East US or Central US. I'm using South Central US. These are the data centers, guys, where you want to store the data. So this, we are operating it from the Central US data center. Central US data center here. So hence I'm using South Central US. That's it. Now you have to give the name of the workspace. Any name you can use it, but I'm using the name here as DurgaSoft workspace. Or else I'll use like this. I will use this one as DurgaSoft folder for understanding purpose. This is a DurgaSoft folder. And now here I'm using Samir ADB class. Am I right or not? Workspace. So my class can have multiple students. Multiple students are attending for my class. So Samir ADB class. And it is maintained by what? DurgaSoft folder. Am I right or not? Just click on the create. It will review it. Once you click on the first part, it will review whether the given name is already existing or not. It will check all this. So if it is not there, it will say validation passed. Now succeeded. Click on the create. Yes, guys, everyone following now?
Right, sir.
So this workspace creation will take a minute time. 1 to 2 minutes it will take. This is the general process time. You cannot modify this time. It has to be, we have to just allocate the time for this. This will take some time to create it, okay?
So in real time, when we are practicing this will already be created, right, sir? The resource group and the workspace will be provided to us as it is. Hello? Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, tell me, guys. Yeah, it's creating. Just a minute. We have to just wait for one more minute to process it.
Sir, I have one question. So
Mhm.
when we are working in real time, this
Mhm.
resource group and workspace will be already provided to
Yeah,
us.
already provided to you. Yes, already provided to you.
Okay, okay.
Now it's ready, guys. Everyone, just click on the go to resource. See here, go to resource. Now this is called as a resource group. It's ready, where multiple users can have an interactive session on this. Okay, and these are some documentations. If you want, you can refer this documentation. All these are the documentation. Now, guys, the can you see this is the managed resource group. That means this is managed by Databricks RG Samir ADB classes. Okay, this is nothing but the managed resource group, and this is a resource group created by us now. Okay, and here you have what's that subscription ID. This is my subscription ID, subscription, and this is my subscription ID. This is a name and ID of my subscription. Okay, and pricing tier is premium tier, premium pricing. Okay, so I'm using the premium pricing tier, this one, and this is a URL from where it's operating. What is it? ADB. This is the address we have it, and Azure Databricks.net. This is the same because it's a cloud-based technology. No? This is the cloud-based technology. So this is how it works. Now, guys, click on the launch workspace. Launch. And start the workspace. Yes, guys, everyone. Now, this is your workspace, everyone. This is called as a workspace. As you, there is nothing but Databricks workspace. Now, guys, here you have it. The next one. As you know that one resource group can have multiple workspace. Workspace is your is just like a link where using which many students are being connected. But now, can you tell me? Suppose this current link has a maximum of 100 people, not beyond 100. Suppose, let us assume it. If you have one more 100 more, that means totally 200 students are there. What is the thing we have to do? Tell me now. Tell me now, guys.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
My question is that there is a one link of Zoom, and this Zoom link is 100 members maximum in this meeting. So I have some 200 students up there. How to accommodate them? Can you tell me?
You have to increase the Zoom limit.
Yes, we have to increase the Zoom limit, that is link limit. Or else, what is the other way? I can take a new link also. Is it possible?
Uh, I guess not possible, sir. A new link which has a limit of 200. Yeah,
I can take a new link. Am I right or not?
right.
I can take a new link and I can accommodate another 100 students. Whereas, guys, suppose you have 100 students there, 100 students there. But now what is it I wanted to do? I am feeling that the 100 students working, that is joining onto the Zoom link, it has been, I'm not able to concentrate on all the 100 students at a stretch. So what I will do is, I will create, guys, I will create 4 groups or 4 batches differently. 4 batches at 4 different times. 4 batches at 4 different times. And now allocate them. Can you see it? Allocate them. Same link. Same link is there. same link is there, but whereas same link I'm using it for how many times? 4 different timings. 4 different timings. Am I right? 100 students are there. Instead of taking them at a stretch in one link, I am using this link for 4 hours to take the 4 batches. Am I right or not? So that means what I am doing, I'm dividing those 100 students into the form of batches. Am I right or not? Yes, guys. I'm dividing them into the form of what? Batches. So whereas each batch consisting of 25 students. So now tell me how many batches I have it. I have around 4 batches. I have around how many batches here? 4 batches. These 4 batches I'm taking on a same Zoom link, but on different timings. Am I right or not? To concentrate more on the students and deliver the students a very good level of amount of subject. Am I right or not? In the same way here also, you will have a single workspace can have multiple clusters. Clusters means what? Guys, suppose multiple clusters. Suppose here you have a cluster. Cluster means what? Cluster is the collection of machines, collection of computers, collection of multiple computers. You have a computer 1, C1, C2, C3, C4, C5, C6, C7, C8, C9, C10. 10 computers are there. Getting my point? So these 10 computers, guys, everyone, these 10 computers, what I'm doing it, these 10 computers, whatever we have it, what I'm doing is I'm dividing them into 2 groups. So yeah, this is the group 1. And this is the group 2. See here, the group 1 and group 2. That means this is the cluster 1 or is group 1 and this is the group 2. Am I right or not? Yes, guys. Group 1 and group 2. Each group consisting of how many computers? Tell me now. Five computers. So whereas now, guys, what I will do is for all these computers, I will take this computer as the master computer. That means this computer, I will take it as a master computer. Master computer means what? Only on the authorization given by the computer 1, all the computer 2, computer 3, computer 4, and computer 5 can work in the group G1. And in the group G2, all the authorizations are retained with the computer 6. Whereas computer 7, computer 8, computer 9, computer 10 should work onto the instructions of the computer 6. Am I right or not, everyone? So now can you see here what it is called as? This computer is called as a master computer. And these computers are called as what, guys? Tell me now. These computers are called as what? Worker computers. Am I right or not? Am I right or not? This is called as a master computer and this is called as what? Worker computer. So all these worker computers are connected to the master computer. All the worker computers are connected to the master computer. So we can say that, can you see here? We can say that you have a cluster. Cluster means what? Based on the load, based on the load of the data, based on the workload we have it, the clusters are divided or assigned to the individual computers. Where can you see here? The cluster 1, cluster 1 has a group called G1. This is the first cluster and this is the second cluster. Whereas the first cluster master computer is C1. In the second computer, the master computer is the C6. Getting my point? So whereas this computer, which we have it as called as C1, is called as a master computer. And these all are called as what? Worker computers. And this is the master computer. And these are all called as the worker computers. Getting my point, everyone? These are all called as what? Worker computer. So here you have it, master computer and worker computer. Called as what? Master computer and worker computer, which we also call it as a master node and worker node. Master node and worker node technically. We call it as what? Master node and worker node, master node and worker node. This is called as the master node. Node means what? Guys, master node, I'm writing it here. Master node. Node means machine. And then you have what's it? Worker node, comma, worker node. Yes, worker node. Worker node is what? Worker node is what? Worker node is going to work based on the instructions of the master node. Am I right or not, everyone? So here you have it, two computers, master computer and worker computer. Whereas together, both of them, master computer and worker computer together, both of them is called as a cluster. Getting my point, everyone? Yes, guys. Is it confusing or clear for everyone?
Clear.
So, okay. So this is how it works. So master computer and worker computer. That's it. So one, can you see here? Can you see here? A single cluster can have multiple notebooks. So this is a hierarchy. We have it. One resource group can have multiple workspace, and one workspace can have multiple clusters, and one cluster can have what? Multiple notebooks. So now, guys, let us try to create the cluster now. How to create the cluster? Click on this compute. You have an option called compute is here. Click on the compute. And now, guys, click on the create compute, create cluster. You have it here. Can you see here? Everyone, I'm giving the name. You have to give the name. So what this, disable it and give the name here. So I'm using it as what? Cluster ADB class. This is the name. Any name you can give it. But okay, these are all options. We will discuss it. Okay, no worries now. So just click on the create. This will also take 1 minute time, guys. We have to wait. Okay, guys, everyone. So it's creating, just a minute, wait. The processing means it will create it. It will take some time. You need not worry about this. This is a standard time. Now, guys, it's ready. Can you see here? Ready. Just tick means it's ready now. The cluster is ready. Okay, guys, everyone. Yeah, I'm audible.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes.
Now it's ready. The cluster is ready. So now, guys, one cluster can have multiple notebooks, as we discussed already. One cluster can have what's it? Multiple notebooks. Clusters is a collection of what? Master node and worker node, and it has multiple notebooks. So how to create a notebook here? Just go, everyone. Left to blade, click on the new, click on the notebook. Now this is the notebook. So I'm using the notebook name as sample notebook. Sample notebook. Select, click on the create. That's it. It will run on a cluster called what? This cluster ADB class. Click on the create. Everyone, that's it. Now the cluster is ready. Notebook is ready, guys. This is the sample notebook. That's it, guys, everyone. Here you can write the code in 4 different languages. What is that? You can write it in the, guys, everyone, Python, that is can see here Python, SQL, R, Scala. These are the languages, and default language is a Python. Okay, this is how we can write it.
Sir, can you please show it once again that from cluster, how do we open this notebook?
From the cluster,
Yeah.
go to this cluster.
Okay.
Open the cluster. Left to blade. Left to blade.
Okay.
Click on new.
Okay, got it, sir.
Notebook.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
That's it. This is how we can write the commands. So from here, all the commands we can write it. We can start the process of ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading now. Okay, guys.
Right.
So this is the hierarchy we have it.
Let's say we already have some big notebooks already created in a local system. So do we need to copy and paste here, or is there any way so that we
can import it? We can import it. For that, go to the file. Import notebook.
Okay, got it, sir. Okay, yeah.
We can import the notebooks, no problem. We can import and we can export this also.
Okay, sir, got it. Thank you.
Same way, use it, export here.
Okay.
So guys, this is the thing we have it. So based on this, you can work. Okay. So that's it, guys, for the day. I'm ending up the class here, and we'll continue tomorrow, the same 9 o'clock. Okay.
Sir, one question, sir. How many number of classes you will take?
Totally 60 classes.
2 months courses, sir. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, that's it. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys, thank you. I'm ending the class.